Okay, there we go. Now we started. I don't remember if I've done all the things I'm supposed to do. I know I didn't turn the volume down on my phone. And here I can get rid of that.
There we go. Hello, Freddie. What is today? Today we are in September, but we are not close enough to September 12th for me to do a shout out yet. That will happen next Thursday.
There we go. Okay.
That's exciting.
Let me know if you can hear Jesse okay.
I hear me just fine.
You do?
I mean, for me speaking, I have my volume off on YouTube, so I never know what I sound like there. Ragdoll can hear me.
Okay, good. Okay.
Oh, Jonathan says we both sound fine. We
Very good.
ready to rock and roll.
Okay. What do we do here?
What's that?
What do we do here?
Well, we are going to figure out what our plurals are going to be.
And also look at this present that Jesse got me.
You're welcome. And here's mine.
Cheers.
Cheers to you too. All right.
Nice and cold.
Yeah, we will be in different locations for 2 weeks. Then we have to decide what to do the week after that. But then the week after that, we'll be back in the echoey room together.
Yeah, it's going to be a lot less echoey very soon. The bookshelves are up. They need to be secured to the wall. Once they're secured to the wall, then the books can go in. And that will dampen the sound a lot. Come October, theoretically, the couch should be back there once it's available. I think I'm going to use Jesse's chair as a footrest.
Rude. I didn't invite you to put your feet on my chair.
Don't worry, I'll clean it up for you before you get here, maybe. Good to me.
Mateus, that's what I've always done before living in a place that actually gets earthquakes. And so, yeah. I feel like it's a little more important.
Yeah, we get them earthquakes sometimes, a little bit of shaking.
So, but speaking of Mateus, before I even do the poll results, I think we should put that noun in so we don't forget. Have we added anything in the dictionary yet? No, so not in the dictionary, but in the document, we have a new noun. Where did I have the list? Goodness. We have a new noun because,
Okay.
I'm going to put it up here. Sophia becomes Sophia, which is going to mean pet or companion. New word. Do I check my work?
Hang on a sec. Ragdoll. I'm just paying attention to this last sentence here. My ceilings are too low for the dragon and phoenix carvings on top. Sounds like you need to get a new house.
Gotta keep the carvings, yes.
Is it possible that we can get a photograph on Discord of these dragon and phoenix carvings? I'm very interested.
He's only slightly been sidetracked now. Anyway, I just wanted to make sure that word got added to our dictionary.
And the dome
Not
that
dictionary
the
yet,
carvings go
sorry,
on.
but list to be entered into the dictionary because that was what Matthias chose for one of his words. Okay. And now are we ready for are we ready for the results?
We are. Kobe asked a question, what phonological reason was there to have tonal dissimilation? Is it just something that happens sometimes, or is it to do with codas? I was a bit lost watching last week's episode. Remember that the tonal dissimilation, it comes from words that have either a high-low or a low-high tone pattern collapsing. And so theoretically, in phonological theory, there's no such thing as a melody like high or low. So for example, if you have a word like kala that has two high tones, the melody is not high, the melody is just high, and it's spread across two syllables. So the idea is if you have like, a low-high word attaching to a high word, then the high just gets subsumed and then the low is what's left. Whereas if it's attaching to a low word, the idea was like the high needs to be expressed in some way, so the high kind of kicks off the low because we already have this low coming. I don't know, it was just a feeling. Theoretically, that could result in a floating tone that would result in downstep, but yeah, pretty much.
Well, seems good working. I also so earlier today I recorded a video for my students, and halfway through my light started flickering, and so the little recording dot didn't stop. I'm just hoping the video was complete. I am just now realizing I never checked it. Anyway, Zoom was not quitting, and I was trying to exit it so I would have one less thing open on my computer right now, because I've got like 8 million things open as I'm like teaching.
That's right. Zoom don't quit. It's 24/7.
Oh my God, and just like as we've been talking, and we've only been talking about for 10 minutes now, and I've already got 3 emails from students, and I'm like, okay, I can't pay attention. I've gotta focus. I will answer those later. Okay.
Dr. Jesse, you're streaming right now. We can't turn you off.
That is always an issue. Okay. So
we can do.
Let's talk poll.
Yeah, we can do the poll. Let's do the poll. But you can also do office hours, right? Like during LangTime Studio.
Okay.
Just have them pop in. Just have them pop in and write in the chat.
Pop in. Sure. The air vent noise. I'm sorry. That is my air conditioner. It should go off soon. Sorry.
No, it's not. I think it's my computer.
Okay, so not sure what. Oh, and thank you, Matthias.
My microphone is in a different spot right now. I am looking into getting a wall mount so that it can hang again, because it used to be that the thing would hang more forward. But it's right next to the computer right now, so I think that might be it. I can't really move it because my microphone is being propped up by 2 Allen wrenches. It's a very precarious setup. I have an external hard drive in front of it in case it falls forward.
Also secure. And Kobe, you're right. I should be telling all students they should be watching. Okay.
Dr. Jesse, is the homework like? Do we have to turn it in?
No. One last thing to grade.
Okay.
Are we ready for this poll? Because we got 3 options for plurals and a clear winner.
I am petty for this roll. Let's go.
Nice. Okay, so we have options 1, 2, and 3 right
They're
there in the document. Although, didn't one of them have to change, and you had to change it on Patreon?
I think
Or did
so.
you already change it in the document?
I think so. Why don't you review the options and see if they're the same? I thought maybe I changed it in the document too, but
It looks to me that option 2 is going to be tone switching, but you do have assimilating and dissimilating. So
Yeah.
that is there. Soit, kia, and bois. No, they are all there.
okay. So then, if you watched the stream last time and you're just picking up, option 3 looked different at the end of last week's stream. I had to change it. I had to change option 3 to that, soit, kia, and bois, because it made more sense. Because like I did the whole sound changes out. I spent a lot of time on option 3 to come up with those 3 forms. So let's see if that work paid off.
It paid off in the sense that 2 people voted for it.
Really?
That's it.
No. Like 2 total?
2 total.
My goodness.
Well, really, sorry, same person voted twice for it.
Really?
Yeah.
Dang. By the way,
So option 3 is gone. So, but thank you for figuring out that bois is a potential cluster in this language.
Yeah.
Because that is fun. Who doesn't want a little bois in their life?
yeah, we figured that out because like the reason that you don't get jia, like a ja followed by a ya, is because we have an independent rule that says palatals are deleted after palatals. But we don't have an independent rule that says labials are deleted after labials. So, voix is a totally licit consonant cluster in this language. And so it's something that we should lean into moving forward.
So, yes, so I'm glad you did that work to figure that out. The option that won in a landslide of 20 votes over the other one.
Whoa.
And it is option 2 is our winner.
Option 2. So we like that dissimilating tone. All right. So do we need to save this?
When you say this, do you mean the purple?
The thing that I have highlighted, I'm sorry, the proto and modern forms of cherry, knot, and litter, do we have them somewhere else?
Yes, we don't have them anywhere else, so we need them.
Nowhere else, okay.
Because we don't have any dictionary entries yet.
You know, I'm using a new shampoo right now because I'm using the guest shower.
Uh-huh.
Right? And my hair just doesn't have the volume that I'm used to.
Are you using the coconut shampoo?
I am using the coconut shampoo. Yeah.
Okay.
And
that's why it's meant to make your hair smooth and silky, not bulky.
Yeah, and by the way, after using a whole bottle of Drano in the guest shower, it now keeps the water at just like your feet. So like it doesn't get all the way up to your ankles. It's just like walking through a low puddle.
I'm pretty sure this is why you need to call a plumber at some point. Something's going on. Okay, but now we have our forms. Yes, keep the highlighted part because we need those, but we can take it out of purple.
Yeah, we can delete these. There we go. All right. And then I guess we can go down to the noun number. Oh, well, no, I guess not, because we should do noun function first. But, and then talk about cases. We just did cases in the language that we're working on.
Yes. But not in this one.
The super sexy fancy language for the new super sexy TV show that we're working on.
That is indeed what we finished cases for. But
yes.
The mice, who are sexy in their own way, need some potential case stuff now.
I don't think I've ever heard anyone other than David use the word licit. Really? It's a very common word in linguistics, isn't it?
Yeah and no. Like, you hear it, but I think you hear it more in certain groups and or areas.
You saying it's a West Coast thing?
I'm not saying it's a West Coast thing, but I am saying like there's a certain level of vocabulary that you kind of change when you aren't doing, say, grad classes. And licit is one of those things that I associate more with the fancy vocab. The argot, if you will.
So in other places, they just call it like the compound that doesn't work out all right.
You can say that, or you can just say it's allowable because it's allowed. It's
allowable.
Yeah, like that, or you can just call it something that you can do. Like it's not. I don't know. I'm used to using different vocabulary. That's all.
But really? Felicitous is a very common one. So when I see the word superfluous, or at least when I'm looking at it right now, I get the urge to watch Mary Poppins, but a version of Mary Poppins that I like, which is not the original or the remake.
If it's not the original or the remake, what version do you like?
I don't like any version of it.
Have you seen Nanny McPhee?
I haven't. I was curious to see it.
Such a good movie. You should watch Nanny McPhee.
Yeah. But yeah, like I love Julie Andrews. Absolutely wonderful singer. I think her talents were wasted on Mary Poppins. I don't like any of the songs.
Dick Van Dyke? No? Like, not a fan of...
He's a train wreck. An absolute train wreck. I mean,
But he's so much fun to watch.
We've talked about this on the stream. Like, this is a disaster.
Still fun to watch. Okay, Rapio agrees with me. Nanny McPhee is fun.
Cool.
You should really watch it. There's also a Nanny McPhee 2. The first one I like better, but the second one is also an option. Okay, so are we ready to move on and or think about next steps?
Richard. Wait, I'm sorry, this is Dutch though. Richard. Yeah,
so at some point in the future, we need to do a special episode. We got to get Matthijs on speaker at some point and just like helping you with Dutch. And that just needs to be the entire thing, is not teach Jesse how to pronounce things, but like let's have Matthijs get you doing Dutch much better, including your diphthongs.
Yes,
and
I really do.
All of those. And I think that would be a lot of fun.
We also should do a special episode from the Netherlands.
Oh, okay. Cool. We're just inviting ourselves over, Matthijs. Be ready.
Yep. I know lots of people.
Company.
I know lots of people in the Netherlands. We've got somewhere to stay no matter where we go. So I don't like musicals either. Maybe that's part of it.
Also, Tanguy does point out that Nanny McPhee is good and the second is not worth seeing. And so, like, I totally get your point there, Tanguy, but yeah, the first one is really where it's at. That's the magic.
Borrowed from French, so Richard.
Oh, that's right. You do live in Berlin now. I forgot.
It's another place I've always wanted to go.
I couldn't actually stop whenever I went on a Germany road trip. We couldn't stop in Berlin because the city was like shut down because the president was visiting. And so we kind of drove the outskirts and kept going.
Y'all ever been to Berlin?
Yeah, that's a nice American pronunciation of Berlin.
No, I think you misheard. I heard it as regular Berlin. But, okay, so this is in black, so I guess we need to just leave this then? It's weird. Okay, so
Well, here, I'm going to put it where it can go because we need it with the rest of the words that need to be entered.
Okay, sure. But, I mean, like, we finished this plurality, and I guess we just need to move on to case, is that right?
Yeah, I mean, I think we need to figure out what else nouns are inflecting for in general. Like, okay, we've got number, but is there going to be any sort of grammatical gender? Is there going to be case? Like, what?
Okay. So
what
no.
else do we need to think about with nouns? Yeah.
We're going to throw grammatical gender out, so that's not going to be a part of this language. Saving that. We know our noun number. We can actually just write it in, even if we're not going to put in the details. LangTime nouns inflect for singular, dual, and plural number. So we've got that.
All right, we got 2 votes for definiteness.
Oh, gosh. I don't think it's...
3 votes.
No, I don't think that makes sense. I don't think that makes sense for this language. There's too much other stuff going on. Like, we don't need definiteness.
Yeah, so number is going to be animate and inanimate, wasn't it? Because wasn't not versus litter? Not was inanimate, litter is animate.
Yeah, so, but that's only for... That's only for plural, so it's not going to be reified in the singular
Right.
or
But
the
that's
dual.
just something to put in the number section.
Yes, you're right. Plural nouns distinguish animacy, although animacy isn't distinguished elsewhere. I'm gonna give a +1 to that cupcake parade. Singing in the Rain is tremendous. I'm gonna go ahead and admit I overuse the word reified. I just think it's wonderful. It means literally thingified. R-E is the word for thing in Latin. So it's like made into a thing. Sound of Music is a good one. I won't watch My Fair Lady. What a disgusting story. I don't like it.
I think we can get rid of the natural pairs groups note.
Okay. Yeah, let's do it. Delete it.
Because then here's that, and we can put that down below number so it's in the right location before, and then we can worry about examples later. So I'm gonna drag this down.
But also, Singing in the Rain is not from the golden age of Hollywood. Golden age was 30s and 40s. Singing in the Rain is from the late 50s, I want to say? Early 60s? The original ending in Pygmalion was not accepted by the original audience. They didn't understand it and didn't like it and apparently booed the production where Eliza goes off with Freddie. And George Bernard Shaw had to write a justification for the ending, which, I don't know, it just adds to its... I just am not about that story at all. I'd just chuck the whole thing off a cliff.
Missing some words. Our list is not so thorough. I'm gonna figure this out. We're missing snail to slow. We're missing.
Singing in the Rain is 1952. How about that? That was later.
Terrifying and dirty. I don't think we have those either. Ooh, gonna have to figure out where we put all these notes. We'll figure it out. Okay. What else are we doing with nouns, David?
Cases, I guess. Okay. Everybody is really excited about definiteness. I feel like we can get that with other things, combinations of other things, but
I located the list. I'm taking these away.
I don't know. It's just like if our verbs are going to be so big that the nouns can't be super big. Otherwise, it just gets ridiculous. One case, just the instrumental, and that's it.
I am hard at work in other places on the document, so I'm just letting you be the entertainer right now.
All right.
That's what you're here for, right?
Essentially, I am. I mean, you're here as the one that's good at this stuff, the one that people like, and the good-looking one. I'm just here to make you laugh.
Oh, David. Molly. Yes. And then we do have a one up here. And that is
Yeah.
nice. Okay, now we have a list. Okay, so Cupcake Parade says the mice would be all about categorizing and compartmentalizing everything.
To answer Mateus, in a polysynthetic language case is not mostly margin of polypersonal agreement, actually. They're here. Let's go ahead and pull up, just so everybody can see it if you're not familiar with this.
I don't have the same color as you. Trying to make the green match, it's still not matching.
Let's go to grammar, and let's go to nouns. This section is empty. Is this like a joke? Is this a practical joke? The section on nouns is empty. What the hell?
Also, shout out, hey Kaylin. And Fractal says mice are hoarders, so I feel like they would collect unnecessary things, including language things.
Nouns, where are they? This is a huge gaping hole in this article. I think this might be me. It is me.
It might be.
It is me.
Like you were supposed to write it?
I wrote this in the talk page in 2013. I added nouns. Where are they? This is a huge gaping hole in this article. But yeah, so I clicked on it because this is just an IP address. But the other additions or changes were like Pacifica High School, my high school, Defiance, Fullerton College where I taught. So yeah, this is me. This is me. I wrote that, and in the past 8 years, that was April 12th, 2013, nothing has been added about nouns to this article.
Hey, like a month later, we met for the first time.
Yes, we did. And in all that time, you didn't add to this section.
No, I did not. No.
So at this point in time, what I would do is I would go get the book out of my shelf so that I could tell everybody about the cases of agnosticative and give you examples. But I don't have that book right now. It's just all in boxes over there.
Right.
So, We're going to have to go off into the wilds of the internet. Ineptitude vialis. I will always remember the name of this case because it's called the Vialis case, which, I mean, there's Viagra and Cialis. I mean, there we go.
I was reading our notes. Did we?
Oh my God, my hair is a disaster.
Talk about adjectives becoming dative verbs yet?
What?
No, we haven't. I'm just making sure I'm not deleting any notes that we need while trying to clean up the document, or while you're trying to find information that was not included in Wikipedia.
Examples of singular and plural non-possessification case inflections are also given. So this is an adjective here. We have ergative, absolutive, modalis, allative, ablative, locative, vialis, and equalis. Those are the cases of ineptitude. And so vialis is actually means like, and you see it has other names here. It's kind of interesting. Modalis is
Wait,
like
is it from like the same root as via, like to go through something, or
that's right.
Use it? What?
So yeah.
Okay, we need to call it the vialis case.
But yeah, it's you have it's translative and prosecutive. By the way, I like that they gave, because they have these two naming traditions, and so they gave like the real names over here, but also look at terminalis and distantialis for the ablative. But yeah, so the vialis is like, you use it when you say like, I went by means of the river. Like we went by river to the whale.
It really feels like these names could be more user friendly.
It does. Also, the word Eskimologists, that doesn't sound like a good word.
Where is that showing up?
Section 1.5.7. But modalis.
Oh, okay.
Case,
I thought it was in the chat, and I was like, I don't see it, but I also can't see the type on your screen.
Modalis case marks objects of transitive verbal stems with one argument inflections, that is, antipassives. Ooh. So he ate by means of, or by way of, or by mode of, like, a burrito. Right?
Uh-huh. Oh my gosh. Oh, I wanted to be everything when I was a kid.
Alp, we need the morative case, a case used when a pause is needed to decide collectively and possibly reunite a company. Which case should be used instead?
Yeah, so Freddie is asking, what about considering having case indefiniteness in the same way that German does, in terms of like on, only marked on, say, the article or something like that.
And then just separate number marking, that's a possibility. What would it come from? And what argument structure are we using? Are we gonna, because Eskimoli is definitely ergative. You wanna, I assume you wanna steer clear of that, yeah.
But for Spy Time B, I'm glad you were able to be here for as long as you were. Hope you have a wonderful day. Okay, night. No, your day still. Time zones. I think you're still in the afternoon, but whatever it is.
Tanguy?
May it be wonderful. Isn't he in Brazil?
Tanguy is in Brazil? I thought he was in France.
Anyway. Don't know where anyone is. Okay, so we haven't even talked. No, we did decide head final for the most part. Okay, yeah. So we did make that decision. And yeah, Matthias has a good question too, because we were really going for level of synthesis, so they could be marked separately for definiteness in case, but at some point would they all just be attached to the noun?
No, that was why I brought up all those cases from Inuktitut, because Inuktitut is super, super, super incorporating, but yeah, they have all those cases and they're all marked. Because essentially, it's, for people who conlang, this will probably be more familiar, but, language, this is the actual term of the literature, languages of the Philippine type, right? You have your quote-unquote trigger, right? And then everything else gets marked. Well, this is kind of what this is like. You have your incorporated noun and everything else gets marked. An idea.
What idea did you just have?
We could have animacy marking in the So I had this kind of cute idea.
The laugh concerns me though. Like I feel like something is about to be dropped and
so,
I don't know how I feel.
So I did this for one of the daughter languages of Veda in the game Arena of Valor. And so, which means that of course nobody saw it and nobody knows about it. But I came up with an idea for variably marking, distinguishing animacy, and using and having nominative marking. And so we can have a single. I'm really using your chair now as a leg rest. Oh, this is good. Oh,
rude.
A little armrest is holding my feet in there. We use a word like actually, or in fact, or in truth, and shorten that to a suffix. And it becomes nominative marking for inanimates and accusative marking for animates. And this is why you expect an animate thing to be the agent of the sentence. You expect an inanimate thing to be the object of the sentence. And when those roles are reversed, you have a little word like it's the box actually that ate the seal.
Okay.
And then also like it was the mouse actually that got, punted into the river.
I see. But would that be, so that would be across the board, even if some verbs naturally, semantically would suggest an animate object?
You could have different classes of verbs, for example, but then they might just have different marking entirely. So this would be similar to what we did for Anyala, for example. You could have experiencer verbs that take an unmarked subject when they're animate. So something like, love or see or hear. And then you have something that marks an unaffected object, because somebody that is seen is not affected in the same way as somebody that is hugged.
Right, but then I'm also thinking of other semantic verbs where, and unfortunately, like this, one that came to mind was like kill, where it's like you can't really kill something if it's not animate, and so like the expected object would be animate and not inanimate.
Yeah, okay. I mean, we could just not have things like that.
And by not have things like that, you mean like not separate out, bib is not here at all. you mean like not separate out certain semantic classes, or do you mean like it would be more just across the board, like this just became grammaticalized and that's the original reason for it, but now this is like animate objects just get that little marker and inanimate subjects get the marker no matter what?
Yeah, that was what I meant, but also just in addition to that, you could say something like, well, you just don't have verbs like kill, like it would just be destroy and it would apply across the board.
Okay. Gotcha. Okay.
What do you think?
Okay. I think it's going to be confusing as hell, and let's get it started.
All right. So we need, in order to get this started, we need something like truth.
Mm-hmm. Where does truth come from?
Cheese.
I mean, beyond just saying, beyond just saying that, you know, it's a real, it just feels like a very abstract concept. It would also have enjoy other uses. Oh, you're right, it is a very philosophical question. Is there such a thing as truth?
And yeah, I think Cupcake Parade is getting what I was thinking about. Because after all, with enough little modifications, which we'll eventually have, you can get to whatever else you want. You really only need a small number of verbs. And then you can expand out.
I did that thing where I was like sitting on one of my legs, and now my foot is totally asleep.
I wish you had a leg rest like I do.
Well, next time I am there, I'll kick you out of your chair and use your chair as a leg rest.
You try. But
so Ryako points out that, you know, like connection to light is conceptually common. Glad you're here, Jake. Hope you feel all right.
Everyone does eat food.
Cupcake Parade says that truth could be derived from food, perhaps, because everyone needs food. Actually, where does that even come from? Actual.
By act.
Practical from act.
Yeah.
Oh, I hate that feeling when the blood starts coming back to your foot that was not feeling anything moments before. Pins and needles, pins and needles. Whew. Well.
Truth from order.
Oh. I like that.
By order. Oh my god.
Truth from discussion.
Okay, let's okay. I like this order. Let's hold on to that. Where
Yes.
Where are we? Function. Okay.
It's very bizarre to me right now, by the way, because with so other people don't know this, but David's using the webcam for the stream, but I'm not on the webcam. I am through FaceTime, and so I'm getting two completely different views of David, and it's distracting as I try to figure out, what are you doing? Are you typing over there? Because the larger view I have of you is just like the top of your head.
And you, what can or can't you see?
You're leaning very far over to the point where like part of your face is even like not even in the FaceTime camera, and so it's like anytime you go down at all, it's like I can't see, and so then I'm like, whoa, what's happening?
Do you see the bird?
It's like messing with my head.
Do you see the bird?
Yes, I see the bird. Hello, W. Watson. Okay, so what are you typing here? Are these options? Are these what's going on?
Okay.
Ragdoll's making a case for truth being related to hidden, because truth is subjective unless evidence to back it up. But even missing evidence to dispute that, truth is mysterious and hidden in the ether. Ooh, truth is good knowledge, falsehoods are bad knowledge.
All right.
Okay.
I'm already totally on the order train.
Oh no, I think it's a good train to be on. I was just asking, are you now typing up sources for other cases? Is this what you're doing?
I mean, you can see what I'm doing on the document, right?
Yes, and I see you have, wait, you say ablative, don't you?
Just like everybody.
Okay, so the ablative, instrumental, and authoritative is going to come from the verb come, is that?
That is right. Ablative will come from come.
Okay. I was just, yes, it is the echo string. Eventually there will be stuff to reduce the echo.
Absorb, suck it up.
Okay, so we need, in this case right now, we need two roots.
Yeah, and this is going to come after number. Number is going to come first. Case is going to come second.
Okay.
There we go.
No, Jonathan, I just say ablative. So I say it the way I say it. He's the one that's always like ablative.
It's better than ablative.
So no, I would not have switched my pronunciation just to get under David's skin. Okay, so we still have a list of roots that we can consider that are already transferred to modern forms. And so those are on pages 4 and 5 underneath the IPA charts. And so laka, hi, ni, taka, onge. These are all potential.
How close are these? How close are these roots? Maybe we can just copy and paste briefly. Not cut, but copy.
Do you want me to put the whole list right there?
Yeah, let's go ahead and do that. Because
I will bring it down and I will copy instead of cut. And I will figure out where we are. Okay, here we go.
Chris Helby, hang on to that one, because when we get to what do you call it? Evidentials. That's where we want to start working with things like that. But that's going to be for the verbs, not the nouns. Okay. we do not have intervocalic voicing. Let me remind myself of the phonological rules that we have.
Thank goodness for Graham and Lexergy, because
Right.
yes, thank you, Graham. Thank you. Cannot thank you enough.
Right. Right.
I know this is the one I always get
Right.
excited by the tables, because we had some really cool tables going on. With our sound changes.
Okay.
And of course, we don't even need to use any of them for this. It's just, excuse me while I fill one water bottle with another. Long day of teaching. Oh, and I forgot my kombucha at home. I'm totally gonna treat myself today. Graham does get the hero of conlanging order. We will officially knight him at our first CobyCon.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, really? Cupcake Parade says that mice are notoriously nearsighted, and it's one of the reasons they crawl along baseboards, because they use the wall to guide them. I need to draw more of my mice with glasses.
All right, so this comes right out of the box. Oh, somebody's giving me a call, man.
So Graham says that the mice should mark hearsay with theta because it's then evidental.
And that's the tooth.
Yes. Mateus may have not given him a punning order.
Here, let me text my stepdad here. Little offended that everybody I know is watching this live stream right now, because I'm doing it. What else is my family doing? Do they care about me at all? Terrible.
I watch you every week.
And that's the only reason that I have you hang on.
Okay. So that will be our verb. So I'm going to go also put that up.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's super handy. And so what we're going to have is a distinction, I think. No, maybe not, because we never have any codas anyway. There are no codas in this language at all, right?
No, none.
Yeah. We do have some in the other one, right? Like we do have
Yes.
S, Z, and sh and ja, right?
Yes, we do.
Okay, good, because it's the last word I created for this super secret, super sexy language that we're doing for this super secret and super sexy television show ended in a Z. I needed to make sure that that was correct.
Yes, we do allow some codas, yes.
Yeah. All right. Okay. So this is what I'm thinking. I loved the possibility of this, but I don't like a t in the modern form. And so I think that we need to create a new root that's going to start with a U and then is going to have, I don't know, it's like UCV maybe. Or maybe just UC.
Uh-huh. Any of the nasals, it could be, do we want high or low tone? Does it matter?
I would like low tone.
If we would like low tone, then we need to have it end and say, it could end in a glide, in a liquid, fricative. Anything but a stop, really. And so it could be oof, um.
Let's do a glide.
Okay, would you rather UY or UW?
UY.
Okay, and that's going to result in a low tone E.
E?
Yeah.
And so ultimately the root for truth will be E.
Yes, it will be.
Alright. Okay, so. Alright, so this is going to be. Right, plus. E. Okay. And then we're going to have,
oh my gosh, this is going to be Eeny.
That's right. And so after a consonant, it will be, but then we got to see what's going to happen after. These are all protoforms. Okay, so.
We do also need to fix one of our tables because low tone is unmarked, correct?
Yes.
Okay, in the nasal table in the sound changes, we have low tone marked everywhere, and so.
Is it romanization or is it IPA?
It's romanization.
Okay.
Because every other table in that section is romanized.
Okay. I'm doing romanization here too, by the way.
Okay.
Do we have long vowels in
All right.
Spanish? No. Darn it.
So.
One sec, I gotta see what he wants.
Do you want to resolve the AU first? Before, for instance, when you have AUY, do you want to have it resolved so like the AU resolves and then the whatever that, which AU is an O, and then the OY resolves? Is that how you want to treat that? Like a chain reaction?
I think so. I think so, but that's the best I can do right now as I pull the live stream back up. Okay. All right, and I'm going to put this in bold italic when it's settled. Okay. So yes, let's go like that. What does EU become?
EU
Yeah.
becomes E. It becomes the Y or the umlaut, however you want to refer to it.
How about IU?
IU is in romanized form Y U umlaut E.
Oh. Okay. OU, that becomes oo, right?
Yes.
And double U, oo.
Becomes ooh. Oh, becomes E. Sorry.
Okay, what does oi become?
Oi becomes way.
Really? Okay.
OI, yeah, it becomes way.
And what does uy become? U followed by ya.
We didn't do those.
Got it? Got it? Aye.
So anything with an E in it is not going to be in the...
Probably just going to become E. Okay. Same thing with this one. And UY probably becomes E as well, right?
I would think so. Because it's... you can't even do that.
Okay, so pretty much all of these are coming out as E. The only one that doesn't is ah, which comes out as way. And so, therefore, becomes winny. And the rest become me.
So we only have really one irregular form based on phonology.
Interesting. Interesting. Okay. Should probably start this. Okay.
We do have Y followed by the E as a valid cluster. So Y is valid, is licit. But in this case, because we're really looking at affixes, you're going to see more reduction. And so it's just like, it could be like if this were a full noun and we were really looking at how the case ending would work interacting with it, like that would make sense. But in this case, because we're really reducing as much as possible, it makes more sense that it would just drop out.
Yeah.
Oh, that's really funny, Freddie. I totally thought there was going to be some joke or some punchline to that, like why are some back howls much more round than front howls? But it was just autocorrect. So yeah, that is a typological feature that in general back vowels are more likely to be rounded, front vowels more likely to be unrounded, which is so hence the U and the O, but the E and the A being more common. Why is that? Honestly, I would just assume it's because differentiation. I don't know. Is there like a good reason, a biological reason? I mean, just it's easier to round your lips when the vowel is further back.
It's acoustics. I forgot already. But it's like the back vowels need more oomph. The back vowels need more oomph the higher they get. So they need more of that tube.
That makes sense.
What? As opposed to need more of that. Whereas the low ones, do not. All right.
So there is a reason. It's just that was how we're gonna leave it there. Cool. So now I can come back from the sound labels. Okay, we're in nominative, accusative. What else?
Now, this is tough though. We have to do one for every single vowel termination. And if it ends in a
We
consonant.
do, and we also will have to do inanimate, right? Because nominative and accusative are going to look different for whether you're animate or inanimate.
Not necessarily, because at least we're just interested in the forms. So which form it will be. We could just do. We could just do this. No.
You could just do marked. One of these is marked.
Yeah. Here we go. We call this the natural, and this one the unnatural. There we go. Just for the time being. Let's give me what is the protoform for mouse?
The protoform, I believe, is a, and I will tell you for sure instead of saying I believe. It is a so a palatal ejective, so CEWKI.
Okay, let's for simplicity's sake. Do we have any nouns that have a final consonant in their protoform?
Yes, so the word for not is KEREN. The word for seed is ejective TAR.
Let's do that because the word for not is in the inflectional system. ETAR?
Ejective TAR.
And then the modern is ETA, right?
High, low, yep.
Let's start there. All right. What is our dual suffix?
Our dual suffix should be right above you. That one is the schwa, and I believe it's assimilating, because I copied that information right into the noun number section.
When you say right above, did you mean right below?
Below, sorry.
All right. Hitaswa.
You're supposed to be able to follow my line.
That's right. Two bodies, one mind.
That would be terrifying.
We'd be so good. We'd destroy everything. All right.
Wait, you wouldn't want an extra mind for?
Yeah,
I don't know.
I just use your mind for number crunching. That'd be all.
That's it. That's all I'm good for. Thanks.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Committative case for the body presiding over the action.
Nice. Like that, Freddie. Okay. Did you need another form, or was that?
Okay, just a minute though. I do like this seasonal case. So Cupcake Parade says, ooh, seasonal cases, spring case, summer case, autumnal case, and winter case. And I'm trying to imagine this being like pumpkin spice. Like there's a plural you can only use when the season comes about. And everybody just goes nuts. They just start using plurals.
Do you know
all the
that you
time.
can actually request pumpkin spice any time of the year? They just can't advertise that they have it.
Oh.
Anyway, just FYI.
I should probably have it at some point in time. I don't think I'd like it.
Have what? Like a frappuccino?
Yeah, with pumpkin spice or something with pumpkin spice in it. I should probably have
I
it
mean,
at some point.
the question is, do you like the spice flavor in general? Because if you don't, then don't. Like, do you like cinnamon and nutmeg and clove and allspice? Is that like interesting to you?
I don't know. Like, I hate pumpkin pie. Don't like it because of the consistency.
Oh, that would make sense.
Just terrible.
Okay.
And I do like pumpkin bread.
Okay, well then you may like the frappuccino. Because pumpkin bread is made with the spices in the pumpkin. And so I make delicious pumpkin cupcakes, by the way.
And that's, the flavoring is in the bread, right? It doesn't have that goo.
Oh, yeah, it's like a cupcake consistency.
All right.
And it's also got chocolate chips in it.
Really?
Yeah.
Can you make them now?
I could, but that wouldn't help you unless you're gonna decide to hurry up and get to Missouri today.
There's mail. There's mail. Okay, well.
Nope. My cupcakes have to be enjoyed fresh.
Will you have them waiting for me when I arrive? I'm kidding.
We'll see.
I'm kidding. Okay. All right.
However, first weekend back, I can probably make them.
Nice. Okay. So.
Oh, canned pumpkin pie filling with a spoon right out of the can? No, thank you.
What does swa end with?
In its proto form?
Yes.
It's from cherry, sorsa.
Sorsa. So it was like swaza.
And pumpkin soup sounds delicious.
I've had pumpkin soup. I had it in Germany. And it was very, very good.
This pumpkin is good.
Um,
Magpie, I tend to have that same opinion.
yeah. Swa. Okay, swasa. Swasa.
Are you deciding that the suffix form isn't what it needs to be?
So this is going to be and voli is right.
Is for animate. Yeah. Do you want to know where it came from, or do you just want the?
No, I think. Here we go. And it's Karen. Is this gonna be like? That's a bit much, isn't it? Oh, sorry. Let me.
I'm waiting.
Yeah.
I'm waiting for it
right.
to show up. Okay, but if the N shows up in that one, the word for litter originally comes from worup with a P at the end. So would the P come back into play?
Dang.
And
Okay. What do you mean? What do you mean?
Bib is not a pumpkin fan.
Really?
Well, I'm guessing not, since the comment here says pumpkins in general were just a bad idea. We should have destroyed them when we had the chance. And Matthias, if you're talking about your mustard soup, you have posted that before on Discord, and quite frankly, I can't wait to try it because I love the flavor of mustard. And
What?
my sister, I love the flavor of mustard, yes. My sister actually reminded me that, like, when I was a kid, and this may sound gross, but I grew up eating this, so just go with it. You end up loving the things you grew up with sometimes. But our babysitter would give us mustard sandwiches where it was legit just mustard on bread with sugar sprinkled on it.
Oh my God. Well, I don't know about the sugar, but Erin eats those. Like mustard sandwiches. She loves them, but no sugar. Like,
sprinkle some sugar on top. It just makes it.
you'll have to fight that out with her. But if there's any one thing that I cannot tolerate in any form, no matter what, it is mustard. And it's like, I understand that you'll have to throw an onion into things sometimes because the recipe calls for it and you're not daring and are very fearful and are like, ooh, the recipe said it, I guess I have to do it. So I understand that, but there's never, ever a time for mustard. Mustard can be omitted from everything and life is better. For example, bread and sugar. Sounds great. Oh, did you see what Biblaridian said? Did you see what he said?
Yeah. Cucumbers are amazing.
No.
We should look at your forms here.
No, what we should do is talk about how cucumbers are the greatest thing to happen to mankind since mankind. And also, mankind wasn't so great for mankind. So cucumbers are the greatest thing ever. Oh my gosh.
But listen, I'm questioning everything now that I know you don't like mustard. So we should really focus on comlinking instead of the food discussion.
But like mustard, it tells you with its flavor, don't eat me. It tries to fight you. It lays a coating of napalm on your tongue, and then it picks it up and punches it repeatedly like a punching bag. And then it like tears at it with its little claws. This is mustard.
Graham is pointing out that we would get a lot more done if we didn't spend ages fighting over subjective things.
There's nothing subjective about this.
So let's talk about the forms you just did in the unnatural row.
Really
Are you happy with that?
It asveni, it asveni, it avini, it akini. Thank you, Balk. Thank you. Finally, somebody with a head on their shoulder. I think this is okay.
Just okay, or like you're like, yeah.
I think it's okay.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it's okay. So let's leave it at that.
Okay. So do we have these forms set then?
Yes, we do.
Should we celebrate?
I think we should.
Excellent. And then we can decide where to go from here as we celebrate. I really think it gets way too humid in here. I think my poor Copico are melting in there.
Oh, it's great over here. Hold on a second.
Like they keep getting stuck to the package. Where are your Copico? They were in a box that was like with that bag. Look underneath that bag.
They're right here. But yes, they're with the tote bag I got from the Daily Show for being on the Daily Show.
Nice.
Oh.
Then I'm writing without my Daily Show tote because I did not get one because I'd never been there. But
Surprisingly small.
oh gosh, we can't really cheers because I'm looking at the wrong camera. Cheers you.
Really?
Well, yeah, because my live time, my real time is the FaceTime. YouTube is delayed, so I won't really know if we are cheersing at the right time, but we can try.
Okay,
Let's
ready?
do our best.
1, 2, 3.
I'm ready.
Cheers.
Cheers. And now I'm going to have to wait and see if that actually works. Watch on YouTube playback. But
I'm watching it.
opening my
I'm watching it too.
So.
It's
It's alright.
Yeah, it's alright.
So you have these 2 more rows. Is this?
2 more cases are going to go there eventually.
Are we only going to have 2 more, or are we going to go crazy?
Well, we're going to go at least a little crazy. Probably going to have at least 7 cases. I am absolutely butchering this packaging. What is going on here? Like, I want everybody to see what I'm doing here. It's just absolute disaster.
Scott says, I've never actually seen Copico and pretty sure it's made up for the show. That would be amazing.
Oh, this would be a brilliant fake product. Oh man, that reminds me, I was at my mechanics today, so I got a different type of coffee candy that I'll try afterwards. Copico, worth the effort. I'm spinning.
What did you just do?
I didn't want to get up and walk, I wanted to roll. Oh no, that's not down evidently. Oh. Alright, here.
Welcome back.
Watch this, watch this, watch this.
I feel like you think this is novel when quite a few desk chairs do that.
But this one spins really well. I mean, that one wasn't a good example, but it spins really well. Like, it spins a lot.
As does mine.
Alright. Alright.
I think Ginger People also does the sushi ginger that I really like. There's a jarred ginger, pickled ginger, that like I can eat it straight out of the jar and it's amazing.
Yeah.
But okay. So
I did
grade. Go on.
I did inclusive and exclusive cases once. What was that in? I don't remember, but I got very confused. And Dark Horse, I am absolutely charmed by the fact that you were talking about the Disney movie called Basil of Baker Street, because it's not called that. It's called The Great Mouse Detective. It was originally called Basil of Baker Street, and then they went through, like, there was a decision on high that they decided to call it The Great Mouse Detective. Then there was a snarky memo sent out by somebody from Disney, nobody knows who, that like said, we are also going to change the names of all of our other Disney movies so that it's clear to the audience what they're about. And so, like, they changed the name of Dumbo to, like, an elephant that can actually fly, and so on. Like, it was very, very, very amusing. Anyway, so yeah, it's actually called The Great Mouse Detective. Okay, so let's go ahead and do the next thing, which is, I don't know what to call it exactly, but it's going to be some kind of oblative.
And that's the one that's just me.
Yep. Danny. Neat. And there we go. All right.
Just a second, I'm looking at one of those forms, giving it the side eye.
So.
No, I'm good.
Sorry.
Bless you. I'm good now. Okay. Okay.
There we go.
Wait.
For
The
later.
inanimate
For
plural
later. Yeah.
is dissimilating.
Yes.
So the oblative form, would it be in a low tone?
No.
No, because the one before it is in low tone, so we're not looking forward, we're looking backward.
Yep.
Boom.
All right.
Okay.
So we have 3 cases, including the base case and the source. So now we just need to ideate some more.
Do you really say ideate?
What do you say?
Isn't it ideate? Like ideation?
Let's find out.
No, it is not. It's ideate. Really? I learn something new every day. Well, let's ideate.
I like it. All right. Cool.
Okay, and as you're ideating, Jonathan, yes, personally, I pronounce it think. Love it.
Oh, ID8. That should have been the sequel to ID4.
So, W. Watson, the natural and unnatural is going to depend on what noun it is. If it is an inanimate noun, the natural case will be accusative and unnatural will be subject. If, however, it's an animate noun, its natural case will be nominative and unnatural will be accusative. And so, like, we can't apply nominative or accusative to those because it will depend on the noun.
And
Freddie, you and I, we can get together and pronounce things, and we'll know exactly what we're doing. Okay, so like Alk is asking, what about like dative, which is a good case to consider. We haven't talked about possession yet either, so like what we're going to do potentially for that. So that could potentially do something with genitive.
okay,
if we go that route.
possession is a place where we can go legitimately nuts. So we can have a whole bunch of different ways of possessing things. Didn't we do that once? Didn't we do that once where we had like 5 different ways of possessing things?
We did for Nala, we did like, you know, alienable and inalienable, and then we kind of went into.
I think I'm sorry. I think I'm thinking of Kamikawi, where I had 5 different possessors, based on the nature of the possessionship. So, for example, it was one thing to use possession in the sense of like my aunt, versus like my book, versus like my hand. So that was like 3 different ones. And there was also a different kind of possession for if you created it. So like, for example, my book that I own that somebody else wrote, or my book that I wrote.
Nice.
We can do that. We can do that.
And that feels very, very fitting for this language.
Yes.
Where there will also be evidentials and other things to be as precise as possible in some of these relationships.
Yeah, so I think that one thing that we absolutely will need is something that's like on top of.
Okay, like, what is that on top of? Is that a possessive? No.
It's, well, depending on how you do it, there's locative, adjective, or deletive if it's just touching. Well, no, that's
and
pretension.
Magpie says instrumental that may overlap with the ablative.
We already have that.
Oh, Applesauce Project, Cupcake Parade.
Superessive, thank you all.
Case so that the word for their language literally means all our words. That's funny. Oh, suppressive. That's right, suppressive. So do you want to make that a case now, or are you still thinking? Are you still ideating?
Yeah, let's think source. So we have come, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it means come from the thing that it's attached to.
Mm-hmm.
So a book mouse come is a book that comes from the mouse. Book mouse sit is a book that sits on the mouse. Can you think of a better source or one that makes more sense?
For what?
Sit or cover or...
Oh, for the superessive potential? The on top of?
Yeah.
Okay.
How about cover? You could actually distinguish these, like, versus like, using like rest or lie or sleep versus cover. Sleep would be pretty darling, though. The idea that it comes from something sleeping on you. It'd be like a little ladybug.
So, yeah. Okay, sleep could be fun. Like, I have a partial idea, but it's not coming to me in a fully formed enough way that I can.
What can I do to help you bring that out? Like, try to jog your memory or just leave you just to think?
Normally what I would do is try to do other things to give my brain time to percolate in the background, but
okay,
that doesn't really help in a live stream situation.
No, that's fine. Let's come up with a form for sleep.
So, okay. Yes, we have options there. Let me know if any of those work or if we should be eliciting more.
Like CBC I think is great for these. Or VC.
Because I was also thinking of on top of, like, thinking of our mice and their cute little feet as they run on top of the ground, to scurry, to tread, to something. Anyway, so that's where my brain was going, but nothing was hitting me just the right way.
Skitter. I see what you're saying. But let's use thief, or thief for be on top of, because then it'll end in fee. Yeah.
Okay.
And that's a really good, nice little. Well, when I get there.
There you go. Cupcake Parade says, to us, my scurry, but to them, they just run in abject terror. It's kind of sad. I'm doing some organizing here. Sorry if I...
That sounds good. The Floridian is trying to decide how far to take his possessives.
Oh, well, I guess we're going to see how far we can take it in this language. Here we go.
I'm actually surprised there hasn't been a horror film yet called Hungry Eyes that's actually about eyes that eat people.
Just FYI, anybody wants to know something really random, David found a horror film called Ramekin about ramekins.
That's right.
Don't forget that find.
Yeah, because I didn't even know what that was. I would have just called it a small hole.
Okay, now that list is organized better. Wonderful. Freddie, this grammar is hungry for you.
Yeah, it's funny. Dark horse. Honey could be the opposite of come.
All right. So, and this is going to be, did you already get it in there? Oh, yeah, you did. Copy. Nice. I like that. Okay. I'm going to add meat to our list in case we ever want to use that for something else. I believe that would just be me and the high tongue. Okay, so you look like you have your thinking face on.
Yeah, I was thinking of just this is a very fruitful way to do cases, and it seems to be working very well for this language. Be very easy to take that far.
Take it far as in go crazy with cases?
Yeah. So it's we could use sit for one, and I was thinking of meat, but and there's also just touch for a pertingent. And the question is well, we have all these, what are we doing with them? We could decide later, just as long as we know the sources. We can decide that later.
Okay. Which is good. Also, we're at the point where I do want to make sure we have an idea for a patron poll. At least an idea. Because, 18 minutes.
Well, we could, the poll could be just how far to take the cases. It could also be everybody throw out their favorite case suggestion. We do an open-ended poll.
Okay. Which we could, we could definitely do that. I feel like that would also be difficult, though. because at some point we would have to decide where the cutoff is. You know, if it got one vote, does it stay?
Right.
Or
Yeah.
2 votes or whatever.
No, so I suppose what we should do is just, how far to take the cases. So like right now, the only thing that we've been doing is cases coming from verbs, and cases coming from an expression, like a post-positive expression.
Right.
Oh my God, we should have an avertive. Hawk says don't do that actually, but it's really
You
easy.
shouldn't put it out there if you don't want David to consider it.
It's really easy coming from a verb.
Oh, and Ragdoll, have no fear. I don't know most of these words off the top of my head. Half the times when David uses his fancy schmancy words, I have to look them up.
Of course, Jonathan. Yeah, that's a great idea. We'll do that.
We could do. Dark Horse was saying, what about coming up with the meaning of the language name? So not the actual forms, but what the meaning would come from.
Oh, I see. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So like I am now like, I'm sorry, Alk. This is your fault, but like now I'm just fully in averted mode. What is a good source for that? So there's fear, of course. So like, think about this. The mice walk avoiding the tree.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So there's fear. So if there was some verb like consider, it could be both an avertive, but also like a topical.
Okay. So some other.
And a vialis could be
so
shade.
Matei says, what's that?
Vialis could be shade. So like instead of avoiding it, you walk in the shade of it.
Can you remind me what vialis, how we would use that?
By
that was the via one.
By means of,
Through the shade.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah, turn. I thought of turn, Cupcake Parade. It's just there's not an obvious tie between turn and its object there.
Matei said dodge. Okay, good one.
Dodge. That's a good one. And not only that, it seems like something that could be a basic root for mice. Because they're so twisty-turny, you know? They're so jumpy and happy. I like this. Okay.
Okay, so dodge. Be a source for avertive, and they would use the avertive case really just to be like to go away from it.
Yeah, avoiding a place or a topic.
Okay. And then were you also, because you threw out vialis too, is that also on the table?
Yeah, I don't know exactly how to do that one. And I'll tell you why in just a moment as soon as I make the row below avertive. Okay, so we just need a verb for avertive, and this one could be CBC as well. We've got ni, we've got the. We should probably have a different vowel and then a different consonant. We could have
go on.
We could have an adjective because this will be a little used case, so we'll we can throw an adjective in there.
Well, we could have mati with the adjective ti.
No, a different vowel.
Well, it could be a mate, and then it could be short for mates, who suggested dodge.
But we wanted CBC.
We could also get some suggestions from the watching gallery for what they want in there. Jonathan votes for adjective KU.
I like adjective KU as well.
Kobe says, what about Ray becoming lay?
What about
right, Mateus, it was cute. Thank you. David did not look thrilled.
well, it's pretty long. Don't you think?
Well, I thought it would be shortened somehow when it became the suffix.
What is your favorite case?
Mine?
No, at all.
Oh, I'll go there. Let's do it. This is the mouse language. We can have some fun.
I want you to see how long this is.
I wasn't saying the whole word had to be the suffix. I was saying you could end up undergoing some sort of reduction when it became.
Yeah, I mean, I appreciate what you're saying, Kobe. It's just, I cannot tell. Yeah, I like Ku too.
Well, then, do Ku.
Can't we have, like, Mateus be something else?
Yes, we can. Especially since we don't want to dodge Mateus, so, you know.
Oh, the abessive.
Now, abessive, is that the one where it's underneath?
No, it means without.
Oh, okay. See, I don't know my names. My favorite case. Honestly, is probably the dative. Partially because you get some fun in a lot of languages with a healthy dative case. You get like some really cool quirky verbs that take dative, and I like it. And also I like the dative pronouns in German. So
I do like
Jonathan suggested a case. Adjessive.
I do like this idea for a adjessive case, and there could also be, you know, an adjessive,
obviously,
an objessive, projessive.
Oh, and Mateus is saying quite a lot of native North American affixes in polysynthetic contexts are bisyllabic.
Transgessive.
Are they bisyllabic?
I mean, if there was going to be a case that it was going to have two syllables, mate would definitely be a good one for it. Does that feel like the word dodge to you? The mouse dodged the tree, you know, mate versus cool.
I'm not saying it had to beat it. I was just,
okay, now we got to do it. Put up a poll. Mate versus cool.
Okay.
Let's do it. Let's do it.
The form of to dodge the. Mind you, this will affect the averted case forms. Okay.
Look what Kobe and Magpie just did.
What did you do?
They both said, like, mate feels much dodgier than coup.
Much dodgier.
Uh-oh.
And which I'm guessing is just this. There we go. Ooh. Have to see how many votes we get. Oh, tie. Waiting as they roll in.
What's the I? Miate?
That was what was in the original suggestion for the root, was M-I-A adjective T-I, and I just changed it to an E at the end, so we would have A instead of E.
Oh, okay, well, we have to get rid of the I, obviously, but also I thought it was going to end in an S, and so it was going to be a low tone on the second syllable.
Oh, for the full mates. Okay,
Yeah.
Sorry, the forms are wrong. Look at the final form, though. Ignore the proto form because it needs work.
And yes, that is correct, Kobe.
Oh, yeah, you're right. See, I told you, proto forms are all wrong. I shouldn't have put them in there.
Yes, all the words are going to end in a
really
vowel, of course.
unfortunate.
So
What's that?
in the modern language, yes, all words are going to end in a vowel.
Yes.
We got.
All right, we almost have the same number of votes as we do watchers.
There are
Not quite, though.
four more votes out there. I think they can still swing it.
Well, they definitely could. So I'm letting it stay open as long as possible. Cleansing the palate from the cluster happy possums.
Yeah.
Okay, but also once we decide this, the KU form could still be used for another case. That's not to say we are going to delete it altogether.
Absolutely.
We could definitely still use it. It is getting closer. I'm seeing if our outstanding 3 votes are going to vote. See what happens. Ooh, what's going to go under the avertive? Or on top of the avertive?
I don't know. "26 votes, and I mean the outstanding 2 votes could tie it, but that's the best that could happen, I think, at this point. I am frequently annoyed by the pestive.
Pestive. Okay, so yeah, Jonathan, we could use the coup for a more common case because it is shorter. It is.
Yeah.
I mean, we probably wouldn't want it super with that adjective, but I mean, you know.
There's also the party.
The case for chaos reasons you voted for Q. You know what? I love it.
Also,
right.
don't forget about the party case, the festive.
Ooh, nice. Someone did just leave.
Yeah.
We now have 27 votes.
It came back.
It is 56% in form of Mate. And
oh yeah,
so
that's.
I am ending the poll.
That's it.
Because even if that one person who just joined in votes, it would not change.
Yep.
The results.
All right.
Okay. So Cupcake Parade says, what about locative for the group?
Yeah, we can do that. Here, let me just get this written down, and then now I look at that, of course, and think of blood sport.
I'm gonna put this in our list up above for things to be entered in the dictionary.
You're gonna need to watch Bloodsport, not because like it's a great movie, but you're just gonna need to watch it.
We'll see.
Oh no, we'll see about it. No, we'll see about it. You have to watch it. Okay. Like we could do a simple locative and do something like becomes cool.
And also, we need to start thinking about wrapping up. All right, so we've got 4 verbs now.
Yeah.
A nice little list here of nouns.
Yeah, so this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to come up with a couple of different case profiles. And I'm going to present those to the patrons and have them vote. So it won't be like for forms, phonological forms. It's just going to be for how many cases are we going to have and then which types. Think about it like themes. So like, one question.
Toby made a good point.
Yeah.
We only allowed either a diphthong or a coda. We did not allow both.
Dang.
So for to sit, Simpsons.
No, I ain't got it. All right, so does this mean that we can't have it end in a low tone?
If it has the diphthong, then right, it's got to be what it is.
That's interesting. So we can never have the oo vowel with a low tone. Is that right?
That is incorrect. OS becomes U low tone.
What? That seems wrong. What?
OS becomes a long O, which then becomes an U.
What? Okay, in that case, we can't have Mateis. Holy crap. I'm sorry. What? Yeah, no, we can't have Mateis as the protoform because that would come out as Mati.
Yes, it would.
We have Mateif. Oh my, I know.
But I mean, we could definitely just have Mate and. Oh wait, you wanted low though, so you wanted something after it.
Mateis, this is your call. Do you want to be Mateif with high-low, or do you want to be Mate with 2 high tones? Your call. And then I'll do that.
Mate says Mate is what I would say with my mouth full. That sounds like a vote for it.
Hey.
Okay, but anyway, so you were saying, sorry, I interrupted that process. Did you want the verb For sit imitates the saying, prefers two high tones.
Oh, we have OW. OW could come out with a low tone as well. So as opposed to OU, OW.
Okay.
So yeah. Like,
so KOW is now the sit.
Yeah. I think I prefer two high tones. Okay. Got it.
And mate, two high tones. Okay. Good. Okay, so you're saying you're going to come up with like a case profile, no forms, but also to make it a more structured voting process in terms of understanding what we would have at the end of the day with the cases.
Yeah. All right.
I think that's good. Awesome. Okay, well, it's low tone now.
Yeah, it's low tone now.
It's good. All right. We need to get running.
Yes.
And so I hope everybody has an amazing week. Stay grammar, and we'll see you next week to continue some of this nominal fun. Bye.
Bye. Oh, right. I'm sorry. I have to do the thing. Bye, everybody. Thank you for coming. Oh, and by the way, you have to check this out. So it's like they were talking about, changing the names of all the movies, like 7 Little Men Help a Girl, The Wooden Boy Who Became Real, The Wonderful Elephant Who Could Really Fly, The Little Deer Who Grew Up. And then I love this. You go through this big list, and then you have Aristocats.
Because that's exactly what it is.
Robin Hood with animals, 2 mice save a girl. A fox and a hound are friends. Puppies taken away. Oh.
Longest goodbye ever.
The girl who seemed to die. Oh, 2 dogs fall in love. The amazing flying children. Okay. Oh, this is actually pretty funny. The Boy Who Would Be King is, of course, the name of the actual book that The Sword and the Stone was based on. It was called The Boy Who Would Be King. Anyway.
Wait, but what is the evil bonehead?
Oh, that's the Black Cauldron.
Never even heard of that. Okay.
Yep. You've never heard of the Black Cauldron, the book or the movie?
No.
Lloyd Alexander? The High King, the Book of the Ring? Wow. Okay. It's like the one children's fantasy series I've actually read. Well, wait, I've read the Narnia books too. And I've read The Wrinkle in Time. I've read at least 2 of those. But that's it.
So it's not the only series?
No, that's it.
Okay.
All right.
So, really do need to go.
Yes. All right. Bye, everybody.